Hey guys! Welcome back to Pixel Rich Games! Today's episode is all about the latest Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity teaser published in the December 2020 issue of Nintendo Dream. Alright, on to the video! So Nintendo just published 8 pages dedicated to tease us with more information on Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Too bad it's all in Japanese. So with the help of Google Translate, let me guide you through these 8 pages of awesomeness with some loose translations. Here, it says that Breath of the Wild brought us a completely new Zelda experience, and Age of Calamity brings us back to witness the disaster that came 100 years back and experience it with our own hands. Yes, please! This part basically says that in addition to the playable characters that were announced in Tokyo Game Show 2020, they want to introduce the newly discovered characters. This red writing here looks very important, but it just wants us to check out the characters in addition to Link and Zelda, in action set 100 years before Breath of the Wild. Let me skip the parts that are repetitive and go straight to the chunky ones. This says that we can enjoy the action not only with weapons but also with the familiar Sheikah Slate. I'm curious to see how many Sheikah Slates will be in the game. Now this portion says that the weapons for each playable character is upgradable. Please remember that this is a loose translation, but it does support the thoughts that I shared in my recent video, that weapons are champion locked and auto-sorted upon pickup. On to page 2. It's Impa time! Impa's explicitly labeled as a playable character, and the description beside her name states that she can fight enemies with different ninjutsu and clones. Nothing we don't know yet, and nothing significant follows this bit of information. Aside from her artwork, now it's Daruk's page. Again, we see the label playable character. His description says something like defend the iron wall and crush enemies in a minute. This part describes Daruk as the protector of the Goron tribe and becomes the pilot of the divine beast Varudania, a laid-back warrior who loves his hometown. Next up is the cocky Rito himself, Revali. Also labeled as a playable character. So far we haven't seen any of his gameplay, so the images here are super interesting to me. This first image here, I'm guessing is his ult that requires a full stamina bar, while this one I feel are just his normal attacks. This third image I initially thought was his stasis ability, but after rewatching the Untold Chronicles Part 3, they aren't the same, which leads me to think that this is either his weak point attack or his special attack, similar to Urbosa's lightning attacks or Impa's rune attacks. His description says that Revali is the most powerful Rito warrior and entrusted with divine beast Va Meadow, prideful but charming. Next up is Mipha, another champion that we haven't seen much of yet. She's also tagged as a playable character. The description beside her name translates as she can skillfully manipulate water and uses a spear to defeat her enemies. Mipha's page unfortunately did tell us much. As for her description, Google Translate had a million versions, and the one that made most sense says she is a Zora princess who has the power to support others and has been friends with Link since she was young. Moving on to the next playable character, Urbosa. Her short description says dancing in the battlefield and slashes with lightning. I went pretty deep in analyzing this champion in my last video, and I don't really see anything worth mentioning in this page. So let's just skip to her long description which says,
"From the Gerudo tribe, a shielded swordsman who has the power to manipulate lightning, became the pilot of divine beast Val Naboris, a close friend of the Princess of Hyrule."
Now the next part comes both with a bit of surprise and disappointment. The next 2 pages that have
King Rom, Bosphorus Hyrule.
Pura, my favorite waifu, Rockstar Robbie, Koga with his balls of iron, Poop Master Hestu and his Koroks, and L2D2 are all tagged under Other Characters. King Rom's description simply states that he's the father of Princess Zelda. As for Pura's description, it says she's the Sheikah sister of Impa, leading the research for ancient technology with Robbie. She's enthusiastic about her research as she travels around the country. Robbie's description is quite interesting. It says, a researcher of the Sheikah clan, a leading researcher in Guardian technology, with the same rock-solid determination as Pura, but tends to be swayed by Pura. Interesting. The description of Koga simply says that he's the leader of the Yiga clan and just orders his minions to do his work, while Hestu's a musician from Korok Forest who loves to dance, and there is something mysterious about his dance that uses a maracas with Korok seeds. That's it for this update. I'm inclined to believe that King Rom, Pura, and Robbie aren't playable characters, and if this holds true, I hope that future DLC will make them. Hope you liked this video. Don't forget to support the channel by subscribing and leaving a like. And as usual, stay safe and God bless us all.